This.
No, take a video.
The fight between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach was already a big deal, but their face-off took things to another level. No one saw that coming.
What?
Who said that? You said
My
what?
man over
You
there
said what?
bet.
Yeah, that's why I've been waiting for the niggas to talk. How much you want back?
It all kicked off at the press conference in Brooklyn, where they were promoting their WBA lightweight title fight. The bout is set for March 1st at the Barclays Center, but it looks like everyone has something to say, and not all of it is positive.
And again, the media like to hate him too. So, you know, I'm going to catch a lot of that backlash too. But I mean, it is what it is. I ain't really stunned that too much. I'm not worried about narrative. I'm worried about what I can do in the ring.
All right, brother.
Davis is the heavy favorite, with betting odds at 16-1 in his favor. Most people don't think Roach stands a chance, but he's not letting that get to him. Instead, it's fueling his determination to prove everyone wrong and show the world he's not someone to overlook.
Those people, so get ready for 2 fights. But yes, and after I beat him the second time, I probably would ask the WBA to let me go up to 140 and
During the press conference, Roach grabbed the mic and let everyone know he wasn't there to play nice. "Everybody thinks I'm just here to lose," he said, locking eyes with Davis. "They see me as some underdog who's gonna fold, but let me tell you something. I'm a dog, and I'm ready to bite. This fight is gonna shock the world."
Actually took this fight for the naysayers and all this and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his.
Davis, sitting just a few feet away, smirked but stayed quiet. When both fighters were called to the center for the face-off, the tension only got worse. Standing nose to nose, they exchanged low-key insults, but then Davis leaned in and said something that clearly got under Roach's skin.
I say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look. He looked at 9.
I'm telling him, you saying you going down in a 9? You know that power carry late.
I know you got some sneaky power. That's what I do know.
That moment set the stage for what happened later in the day. Roach slapped Davis across the face. Davis, known for his fiery temper, didn't hold back. As security held him back, he shouted, "You're done. You hear me? Done. That's the last mistake you'll ever make." After the incident, Roach showed no regret. "He disrespected me and my father," he said in a post-conference interview. "I'm not letting anyone talk to me like that. Not even Tank Davis. If he thinks he can intimidate me, he's got another thing coming." That slap was just a preview of what's coming on fight night.
I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking on the what's the name? He was shaking on the
Thank everybody that played a part in it. My team, Roberto Diaz, Gary Jonas.
on my kids, he was shaking on this thing. On my kids, he was shaking. How you gonna say it's cap? And it gotta be gonna say it's cap. I'm watching him.
Roach's confidence remained solid, even with the odds stacked against him. "Skill-wise, I bring a lot to the table," he said. "I can adapt. I'm gritty, I'm smart. Whatever it takes, I'll do it." The bad blood between Davis and Roach isn't new. The two have a long history, having faced off twice as amateurs in 2011, with Davis winning both times. But their rivalry only grew from there. They've sparred together countless times, and each man has kept a close watch on the other's pro career.
Just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So
Roach believes Davis picked him as an opponent not for an easy win, but to silence critics questioning his recent choices. "He knows I'm no pushover," Roach said. "He's looking for a challenge, and he's got one." Davis, known as Tank, has been thrilling boxing fans with his explosive knockouts for years. With an undefeated record of 30-0, 28 of those wins by knockout, he cemented his spot as one of the most exciting fighters in the sport. March 1st is his next chance to prove his dominance. "I'm going to end it in the 9th round," Davis confidently declared at the first press conference leading up to the fight.
My whole family is from DC. My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them. Don't bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you,
They
don't
gonna
bring 'em.
celebrate with me. Yeah,
Don't bring them.
March 1st is shaping up to be an exciting event. It's going to be a thrilling show with the same results as always. You'll just have to wait and see. Roach, with a record of 25 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw, knows he's the underdog in this fight, but he's not letting the odds affect his confidence. The two fighters have a history, having faced off twice in the amateurs, with Davis winning both times. However, Roach believes things are different now. There's a big difference between fighting in the amateurs and now, Roach said. We've both evolved, gotten better, and added new things to our game. There might be some tendencies we already know, but I don't think they'll matter when it's time to perform on the big stage.
Whoop his ass. I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds. But I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock his head off.
The matchup is even more intriguing because of their amateur rivalry. Both fighters have grown since their early days in the sport, and this fight gives them a chance to settle the question of who's the better boxer. Davis, fresh off his June win over Frank Martin with an 8th-round knockout, knows how to deliver a show. The Barclays Center, where he won his first championship back in 2017, holds a special place in his career. The people's energy is amazing, Davis said about fighting in New York.
We fought twice in the same tournament. So, yeah, and we fought in the Junior Olympics, in the regionals, and we fought in the nationals.
I won my first championship here, and I have more followers from New York than almost anywhere else, Davis said. New Yorkers bring great energy. This will be his 4th time fighting at the Barclays Center, and he's eager to deliver another unforgettable performance for his fans in the city. For Davis, the energy of New York and the support from its people only fuel his fire. Roach, on the other hand, is facing a major challenge by moving up 5 pounds to take on Davis. Despite that, he remains confident in his abilities and sees this fight as a golden opportunity to showcase his skills on the biggest stage of his career. Lamont's got skills, Davis acknowledged. Even in a smaller weight class, Roach is one of the fighters Davis grew up with in boxing, and he's still doing well. He's definitely a top opponent, and everyone will see that on March 1st, Davis said. There's clear respect between the two, but both are determined to come out on top. Roach isn't just here to show up, he's here to win. For Davis, this fight is another step in cementing his legacy. Davis's prediction of a 9th-round finish adds even more drama to the fight. His confidence is obvious, and his knockout record backs up his words. But Roach's belief in his own growth and preparation sets the stage for a fierce clash of wills that fans can't wait to see.
Able to solve Tank Davis, what do you need to do together with you and your team and obviously your son to score that victory?
We got a game plan. We're going to execute it, and we're going to get the
Move
results.
move that head, bob and weave, bob and weave.
That go both ways.
This fight isn't just another title defense for Davis. It's a chance for him to continue his journey toward becoming one of the all-time greats. With every win, his legacy grows, and he's aware of the pressure that comes with being at the top. But even with all the focus on this fight, Davis dropped a hint that has fans talking. In the middle of the build-up, he casually mentioned that retirement is on his mind. While he didn't go into detail, the idea of him stepping away adds extra weight to every fight. However, not everyone actually believes he's ready to walk away.
What changed? What made you trash? Garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Bernard Hopkins, one of the most respected figures in boxing, shared his thoughts on Gervonta Davis's plan to retire at 30. For Hopkins, who became the oldest world champion in boxing history at 49, the idea of stepping away at such a young age is almost unthinkable. However, the man known as the Executioner also recognizes the unique path Davis has taken to reach his current status and the legacy he's built in the sport. Speaking to Fight Hype, Hopkins reflected on Davis's remarkable career and the potential impact of an early retirement. He needs to be respected for doing what most of the greats did in their time, Hopkins said. He accomplished the highest goal you can accomplish, and he's also a first-ballot Hall of Famer.
Next year, I'm out of it.
After our second fight.
You're out of it?
Yeah,
Care to elaborate on that?
out of the sport.
After our second fight.
Hopkins' comments highlight an interesting contrast between the two fighters. His career is a symbol of longevity and endurance. He didn't just fight into his 40s, he thrived, defeating much younger opponents and holding world titles well past the age when most fighters retire. His 2014 victory over Babut Shumanov to claim the WBA light heavyweight title at 49 is a historic achievement in boxing. Davis, on the other hand, has taken a different path. With an unbeaten record of 30-0 and 28 knockouts, he's already considered one of the best of his generation. But his announcement that he plans to retire by the end of 2025 after just 3 more fights has sparked plenty of debates among fans and analysts.
And then you hope Tank, I know he's announced that he's retiring at the end of 2025. I don't know if you believe that or not, but
I don't know. I thought he was very sincere. Sometimes the hunt
fed up with,
maybe, but boxing can do that to you, I think, in general. So
Hopkins addressed the inevitable comparisons between eras and the criticism Davis might face for potentially not fighting certain rivals, including Shakur Stevenson. Every era has fighters who didn't fight each other, Hopkins explained. I don't think that will ever go away or be dismissed from the conversation. One of the central debates surrounding Davis's potential retirement is his reluctance to face WBC champion Shakur Stevenson. The idea of a showdown between the two gained momentum earlier this year when Davis mentioned Stevenson as a future opponent. However, during the press conference to announce his fight with Lamont Roach Jr., Davis completely dismissed the idea. What has Shakur done in the sport? He hasn't done nothing, Davis said. His comments sparked controversy, especially when he added, "The young ones look better than him. Khan looks way better than this guy."
What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
The Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
Davis's comments reflect his belief that Stevenson hasn't done enough to warrant a fight between them, but Hopkins offered a different perspective. He suggested that Davis's decision shouldn't take away from his legacy. Tank understands his path and will go about it how he feels, Hopkins said. He's still young, he might change his mind. Who knows? Something might happen in the next 1 or 2 fights where it's an automatic repeat or something spectacular on his way out. Davis's refusal to face Stevenson has led some to accuse him of avoiding a potentially dangerous opponent. Stevenson, known for his defensive skills and technical ability, presents a sharp contrast to Davis's aggressive, knockout-heavy style. However, Davis brushed off the idea that he's afraid of Stevenson.
Roach, but when you look at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at these other fighters that he should really be fighting, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire.
Yeah.
So don't come and but don't come at me. Yeah. And go, oh yeah, let's give it all, very big bollocks, and go, oh yeah, let's give him some.
Afraid of what? Davis said, "Us fighters, if we're afraid of somebody, it's got to be someone who can hit us and hurt us. He doesn't have any offense. Everything is defense. Defense only wins in football. That's not a win in boxing." Hopkins, in his measured way, suggested that fans should respect Davis's decision, whether or not he faces Stevenson. If he's going to do 1, 2, or 3 more fights, let's respect that and hope it's the fights we want to see. That's the key, Hopkins emphasized. For a fighter like Hopkins, who fought for nearly 3 decades, the idea of retiring at 30 seems almost foreign. However, he acknowledged that every fighter's journey is different.
Christmas wish list, 3 names that you want 2025.
I won't say.
No. All right. Who?
Hopkins himself continued fighting because he felt he still had something to prove. For Davis, though, the story could be different. Hopkins speculated that Davis's decision to retire early might change depending on what happens in his final 3 fights. He might change his mind, who knows? Hopkins said, "Something might happen in the next 1 or 2 fights that makes him want to stay, or maybe he'll deliver something spectacular on his way out." The contrast between Davis and Hopkins also reflects broader shifts in the sport. In Hopkins's era, fighters often continued their careers out of necessity, whether for financial reasons or because they felt unfinished. Today, many fighters, including Davis, are in a better position to walk away on their own terms. Davis's remaining time in the sport is likely to be closely watched and analyzed.
But no, I said Lamont Roach or Shakur Stevenson.
Why you keep bringing up Shakur Stevenson? Mad fighters out here. I'm fighting Shakur. I'm fighting Lamont. You keep bringing up Shakur, bro. Get out of here.
With 3 fights left before his planned retirement, fans are eager to see who Davis will face next. While Stevenson seems to be off the table for now, Hopkins's comments suggest there's still hope for exciting matchups ahead. The Baltimore native's explosive style has made him a star, and his decision to retire early only adds to the intrigue surrounding his career. But as Hopkins pointed out, respect is crucial. He accomplished the highest goal that you can accomplish, Hopkins said. He's also a first-ballot Hall of Famer. For Davis, stepping away at the height of his powers might be about preserving his health, legacy, and finances.
But that's the problem. You marinate it and you get it when you don't want it. Now they're talking about tanking Lomachenko. I don't need tanking Lomachenko. I needed it like 4 years ago.
Hopkins and others have hinted that the door to the ring may never fully close for Davis, with the possibility of unexpected developments in his next few fights. For now, his retirement plan remains fluid. The boxing world waits to see what the next chapter holds for Tank. Whether he faces Stevenson or not, his legacy is already significant. As Hopkins noted, let's respect that and hope it's the fights we want to see. Meanwhile, WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson is set to make his highly anticipated return to the ring on February 22nd, where he will face the undefeated Floyd Schofield. This bout is part of the undercard for the massive Bivol vs. Zerto rematch in Riyadh, a night poised to showcase some of the most exciting talent in the sport. For Stevenson, this fight is another opportunity to solidify his reputation as one of the most technically gifted boxers in the lightweight division.
Shakur Stevenson. Shakur might have better defense, but at the end of the day, I still think we haven't seen the best Tank Davis. That's what people always power. We still haven't seen the best.
Stevenson's matchup with Schofield has already generated buzz among boxing fans. Schofield, a rising star in the American boxing scene, boasts an undefeated record and a style that blends speed and power. However, Stevenson's superior experience and exceptional defensive skills make him the favorite. Known for his sharp ring IQ and ability to control range, Stevenson has been hailed as a potential generational talent. His clash with Schofield is expected to challenge both fighters and possibly set the stage for even bigger matchups down the road. Ahead of this fight, legendary trainer-turned-analyst Teddy Atlas shared his thoughts on Stevenson and the lightweight division during an interview with ProBox TV. Atlas, a respected voice in boxing analysis, was asked who he believes is the top fighter at lightweight. Without hesitation, he named Gervonta "Tank" Davis as the current king of the division.
Boxing, me and Tank the biggest fight.
That's the one.
It's the biggest fight in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be the biggest boxing fight in the world when it happens.
Tank Davis, he's the man right now. He's in his prime, and he can do everything, Atlas declared. Forget about the fact he's the hardest puncher in all of that. He's also a terrific counterpuncher. He sets traps, can use his legs when he has to. Right now, he's the full package. Davis's reputation as one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport is well earned. With a perfect record and devastating knockout power, he has solidified himself as a fan favorite and a must-watch attraction. But Atlas didn't just praise Davis's punching power. He also highlighted the Baltimore native's ability to adapt in the ring, his tactical acumen, and his footwork, all traits that make him a formidable challenge for any opponent.
To show y'all something, I want y'all to pay close attention. Tank's telling y'all, he don't want to chase him around. Y'all want to see Tank knock people out. You don't want to see him chase somebody around the whole fight, because what happened when Shakur do it, when somebody chasing him around? It's boring. What's next for Tank? If anything, it's going to be Keyshawn out of them two.
When the conversation turned to whether Davis could defeat Stevenson, Atlas acknowledged the unique challenges posed by the WBC lightweight champion. He's probably the only guy I can think of beating Shakur Stevenson right now, Atlas said. Because Shakur Stevenson is that difficult. His style, his ability, his eyes, his legs, his hand speed, and the way he controls range. Stevenson's defensive mastery and ability to neutralize opponents make him one of the most elusive fighters in the sport. His precise footwork and ability to dictate the pace of a fight have drawn comparisons to some of the greats. However, Atlas believes that Davis's versatility and fight-ending power could be the key to deciphering Stevenson's style.
I'm not looking at Lamont the way that everybody else look at Lamont. Like, I know Lamont is a really good fighter. I'm not This ain't no Frank Martin. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It's a real good fight.
The potential showdown between Davis and Stevenson has fans buzzing. Both fighters are undefeated, bringing contrasting styles that would make for a fascinating matchup. Stevenson's defensive brilliance and tactical approach would face off against Davis's explosive offense and ring control. It's a fight that could reshape the lightweight division and possibly create a new boxing superstar. While Stevenson has shown interest in facing Davis before, the timing of this mega fight is still uncertain. Davis recently announced plans to retire by the end of 2025, leaving a small window for the bout to take place. If it does, it could become one of the most anticipated fights in recent memory, with the potential to rival some of the great lightweight bouts from the past.
He didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 30, or none of that.
He is good.
Okay.
For now, Stevenson's immediate focus is on Floyd Schofield, but the possibility of a future fight with Davis still looms. Both fighters have their own paths to follow in 2024, but fans and analysts alike are eagerly awaiting the day they share the ring. Atlas's endorsement of Davis as the man to beat Stevenson only adds to the speculation. As Stevenson continues to impress with his technical skills and Davis dominates with his power and versatility, the anticipation continues to build. 2025 could be a defining year for both fighters and for the lightweight division as a whole.
That's a great fight, you know. I like Tank. I think Tank is too strong at that weight for anybody. 40, but skill for skill, I think great fight. Appreciate it.
Until then, Stevenson's February clash with Schofield will be an important milestone in his journey. A dominant performance could solidify his place as one of the sport's elites and strengthen the case for a blockbuster fight with Davis. But before that, Tank will face Lamont Roach in March. Who do you think will come out on top in that matchup? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.